G'day folks, Chris McLean back again with an all-new episode, and today I've got Jason Cooke from AJ Media Agency in the studio. And AJ Media Agency, they provide 3 pillars of service across lead gen through social and Google ads, through social media management and brand strategy and growth. They generally service trade services such as interior design, concrete resurfacing, flooring, construction, and all that kind of good stuff. A pleasure to have Jason on the show today. Jason, thanks for stopping by, mate. Good to have you here.
Yeah, no, great to be here, Chris. Thanks for having me.
No dramas, mate. Good to have you here. Kicking off a brand new week here on a Monday. All good. So tell us about AJ. How did the agency come about? Did you sort of fall into this? Was it planned? How did the whole thing come about for you?
Yeah, well, look, I mean, it was sort of out of the blue, really. It was AJ being, I mean, pretty original. Aaron, my business partner, and Jason. So we're pretty creative from that sense. But no, like it was something that we'd sort of spoken about, doing something on the side. Like we still sort of had full-time jobs at the time. And yeah, we just sort of wanted to do it as a bit of a second income, bit of a passive income for us. And, we've sort of had experiences before. I've come from sort of sales, recruitment. He's, sort of similar. And we've sort of seen it sort of in the flesh a little bit, like sort of that digital marketing, that online space. So it was something we thought we could do eventually. And then just one day we sort of sat down and we sort of pulled the trigger and, we got to a point where we thought let's just do it full time rather than just as a passive sort of income for us. And we just sort of went sort of backed ourselves and went for it, and here we are. So it was sort of something just out of the blue, and sort of progressively sort of got to a point where we could do it full time, and I guess that's sort of how it came about.
Yeah. So in terms of the sort of the service and what you offer, how did you pick up that skill set? Was that something you were sort of doing in your career previously, or was it kind of build the plane while you're flying it, entrepreneurship, get on the ground and sort of learn on the tools as you had to?
Yeah, look, a little bit of that. Look, originally we actually we sat down and we were going to go off sort of that allied health sort of space, given we've had a few contacts, we had some sort of networks within that area. So that was sort of the plan originally, but then, it just, like you said, it just sort of organically, I guess, went down that path. I think given the fact that, those service-based clients, as you mentioned, the concrete resurfacers, interior designers, plumbers, that's sort of the, I guess the people that we've interacted with, all our lives. Personally, we haven't come from that space, but we've got friends and family, and I don't know, it's sort of what we gravitated to, and what we found actually worked for us. So it was something that just sort of organically happened, and I guess for what we do and what our business sort of offers, that's just where we found that we got the quickest, most results for the clients that we have. So
I think it's I always say it's very underrated, is just tapping into network.
Absolutely. For sure.
A lot of people get very focused on digital and ads and kind of miss going next door and chatting to a friend or an ex-colleague or a friend of a friend of a friend who has a business. But as I say, if you find sort of you've got an ecosystem of people around you and sort of have that network, if you can tap into one of them and then referrals start to build out, it's a really good way to get started, at least, and sort of launch.
That's absolutely how we sort of started the business. Essentially, was actually just going through our own Facebook network and just sort of putting it out there. And like I said, it was sort of one after the other. It was actually incredible to sort of see how valuable that was. So it was amazing.
Yeah, cool. So in terms of what you deliver for those clients, obviously digital sort of the big game at the moment. Take us through sort of what you do. Look at Google and social media lead gen, as well as sort of the whole social media management. Is that the content side of things as well? and then sort of the
Yeah.
brand strategy and growth strategy side. So it's it's fairly full service, right? That's pretty end to end.
Yeah, and look, as I said, it's sort of organically sort of gone down that path. I mean, initially when we sort of started the agency, it was more just lead generation with getting business for these clients. And we've now been able to grow that pillar and then bring on someone to look after social media management, which she's great. I think she's got sort of 80-90% of our client base at the moment. So that's again another pillar that we've sort of added, and then obviously that sort of brand and growth strategy now that we sort of can offer for these clients. We've been able to now bring on another great person, Isaac, to sort of help with that too. So it was just something that we sort of now have as I said, sort of grown with what we initially had with lead generation, and now sort of just adding in those those other pillars just to sort of have our agency, that sort of holistic agency to really sort of offer as much value and as much service to these clients as we can. For us, we're pretty proud to say that we've lost 2 clients in 2 years. Like that is literally all we've got. We've got clients that first of a client we've still got a great relationship with, and it's just something that we sort of can go, hey Jack, look, now we can offer this, and it's just something that. It's for us. We're really proud to sort of say that, and it's something we're super happy with. So it's just something that we just continue to add to our agency, little tweaks, little things that we can grow. So it's for us it was a good sign. So
and that's another secret strategy, not so secret, but it's easy to sell something new to an existing client and continually go out and get more clients all the time. So you're sort of seeing that opportunity where your audience also has needs in other aspects, whether it's branding else, an adjunct to what you're already doing for them. That can be a nice way to again grow your agency with the existing client base rather than having to go and get new clients every month.
Exactly.
You've obviously managed to do if you've got your original clients sort of still working with you and still finding things to do for them.
It's something that's like I said, we're proud to say that's sort of us, but it's also cool to this industry that we're working with and these clients that we're working with. I mean, they're sort of like us in a sense where there might be 1 or 2 man shops, or there might be quite new in the market, and we're sort of on the same path, on the journey together, and that's sort of for me that's what I love about what we do. We've got a client that came into COVID and really had no business, and we sort of got him out of that, and now we did 30-40K last month for him. It's sort of something that's it's really cool to see, and I think that's why we sort of gravitate towards this sort of area that we're working with now, because they're just like us. They're local guys that have a business, that love footy, that love sport, and that they can relate to. So it's an awesome sort of feeling to have that. So
I think that, again, that's just another massive point, is to find you're always going to love customers when they're like you, right? And they're more likely to buy from you and enjoy working with you if you have that similarity in likes. Or so again, when people talk about niching, if you can niche down into something that resonates with who you are and the type of person they said go and have a beer with, or go and grab a coffee with and sort of hang out as a mate, if you can build a client base that looks like that, that's very aligned to who you are and how you prefer to work and how you show up. So you always find that connection with the client tends to grow really well out of it if you can find get very specific on sort of who you are and finding clients that are like you. And do you find that you get sort of referral business as well?
Look, it's something that from the current client base, yes, we have, it is a source of not only clients but leads and other relationships. So absolutely, it's something something that obviously does spawn. Like I said, going back to the Facebook, our own Facebook networks, we've got. It's great. I reckon we probably get 1 or 2 a day where it's a friend or a family member that go, oh, hey, we've seen your post, or we've seen this, and it's like I said, it's pretty incredible to see the reach and value of just that, and like I said, obviously the current network basis or client base as well that we've got. So.
Was that difficult for you? Did you find that as a weird process of sort of putting yourself out there and switching from your personal self to your business self and kind of putting that out into your Facebook network? Because I think that can be a weird transition for a lot of people where they can feel a bit sticky or a bit weird putting their business out and trying to get business from friends. But I mean, obviously it works well, but what was that like for you? Was that hard, or just kind of came naturally for you?
Yeah, I don't know. I don't think it was hard. I don't know. I guess for us, we were sort of proud to say that, we've sort of taken a bit of a leap of faith on ourselves and backed ourselves with what we're doing. So, I guess when you've sort of got that feeling and that drive, it wasn't that hard to do. We're pretty, like I said, we're pretty proud to say that, we're full time with AJ Media Agency, where we're backing ourselves to get this right, and every day I see someone, like I see someone down at the footy club, or a friend down the street, and it's, how's your agency going? Like, it's people sort of know, and it's something that it's pretty cool. So I guess in short, no, it wasn't that hard for me personally to sort of get that out to family and friends, because it's something that I was just super proud to say that I'm doing. So
I love that, having that confidence. They said to back yourself, and you can go to your network and just go to your people with that confidence of, hey, this is what I'm doing now.
Yeah.
I think that's a great place to operate from. But I find sometimes that can be it can be a bit weird for people, sort of shifting that identity from Jason, the bloke that you went to high school with, to Jason, who now is his business owner. And but I love that you sort of stepped in and just sort of lent into that naturally.
Yeah, for sure.
Because the upside's massive, right? The reward for having that sort of confidence just to step in and go, hey, we're doing this.
I mean, it's something. It's like you've got to do it, or it's you're leaving money on the table. Really, it's as simple as that. We've sort of got a mentor that has sort of helped us and coached us through, sort of the initial sort of phase, and someone we're working with now, and that's exactly what he said. He goes, you'd be surprised how valuable your network is, your own Facebook network is, and that's something we caught on. Didn't really think about initially when we started, and then, like I said, when we put it out to the world, it was like, wow, like how incredible. So.
Yeah. I think it's massively undervalued, that power of existing network, because that's really how we started our agency. Was a girl we used to hang out with whose brother had a business, right?
Yeah.
Bros and they needed social, and so these sort of things sort of grown. And for us, it was a lot of sort of nightclubs and that sort of nightclub industry, because again, that's who we hung out with. That was sort of our base of people that we knew. So brochures and flyers and banners and websites and stuff for nightclubs was sort of our network and how we started. So very, very underrated, I think. But if people can sort of step into it and tap into that existing network, it's also a lot cheaper, right? A lot cheaper to go and have a conversation with a mate or a friend of a friend than to pay for ads or sit around punching out organic messages all day.
Absolutely.
And do you see that, or your marketing going forward, or are you sort of looking to scale into ads, or how do you see sort of moving forward from here, sort of over the next 6-12 months? What's that sort of scale piece look like for you?
Yeah, so look, we're sort of in a bit of a holding pattern. Like we're getting sort of our ads into, because look, it's being really niche down, particularly with their messaging and our ads, is something that we are doing and currently sort of in the process of. So we're sort of about to go live with that. And like I mentioned to you as well, we've sort of been able to hire in this period, which sort of gives myself and Aaron the opportunity to really get that right firstly, and then sort of scale into the areas and markets that we sort of want. So I guess look, it's sort of over the next 3 to 6 months where we're hoping to really sort of even triple our business in terms of sort of clientele. So it's something that we're sort of almost on the verge of doing. But yeah, it was sort of just we thought, look, let's just we got from this point to this point sort of over the Christmas period, and then we thought, all right, let's just sit. Let's sort of get these foundations sort of set for us. As I said, we were able to get that hire in, which definitely sort of helped take a bit of the workload off, and really now for us, we can now focus on really sort of driving that client acquisition piece and like I said, sort of getting those foundations right. So we're pretty excited to get that out, and hopefully the next sort of couple of weeks that'll happen.
Yeah, I love a good consolidation period. Again, important to sort of grow and then stabilize and consolidate and really get tight on what you're doing before you sort of start to peak off again, because that's kind of what growth looks like. You sort of go up a bit. Then consolidate. So I think it's a sensible approach. How have you found that transition to being just a couple of guys running a business to now being the manager and having staff and sort of now being more of a business owner? How have you found that sort of inflection point of looking after staff, having to manage relationships a bit more? How's that sort of transition been for you?
Yeah, it's look, I was sort of fortunate enough, sort of in my previous work to have some experience in terms of sort of managing staff. So it was something that I had a tiny bit of experience with. Not a lot. And I guess for us, it's just like we started the business. It is a learning process, and it's learn on the job, and it's sort of hard because when you have a job and when you're employed, it's like you've at least got someone above you to go, hey, am I doing this right, or am I, is this the right thing to do? So it is. Yeah, I mean, it's a challenge, obviously. We are fortunate enough to have some support. Like I said, we've sort of got a mentor and a couple other figures that we do go to find some advice or some help through that. But I mean, like I said, it's a learning process, and I think it's always going to be. It's never going to be. I don't think you're ever going to feel comfortable with what you're doing, given that for us, look, we haven't got a background in digital marketing. We didn't specialise in this. We didn't go to uni for it. Like, it's something that, as I said, it's just so organically happened, and I think that's just the beauty of what we do and who we are. It's always going to be a learning process. So I mean, in short, it's difficult, but the people, like Isaac's great, Maddie's great. Again, they're sort of similar, like-minded people. So it's relationships are easy. It's just I guess putting the strategy, putting sort of just knowing that we're doing it right. It is hard, but I guess it's something that we've sort of have to just deal with. And look, we're doing as best we can. So no, it's a cool time, I think, for us. Yeah,
awesome. And you see that team growing sort of as you move into the next sort of phase of the business? Do you see are these full-time employees? Are they sort of on site? Are they contract? How do you see that shifting for you?
So they're not full time at the moment. So Isaac's a couple of days a week, and sort of Maddie's sort of similar. We've over this sort of last sort of 3-month period, we've been able to move into a new office space, which for us was huge, and it was a really cool thing to have sort of something of our own, because obviously during COVID everyone was at home, and we had plans to do that sort of before then, but obviously with circumstances that never eventuated. But I guess moving into that space was something that was like, okay, another one ticked off, another thing on the list ticked off. I mean, in terms of growth, absolutely. We want to continue to grow not only clients, but I guess bringing on new staff. Bringing on we've got plans to bring on salespeople as well to sort of help myself and Aaron out with client acquisition. And I guess, you know, sky's the limit really with what we want to do. But we just want to continue to do to be on that path to sort of get to new offices, new, like we just want to, I guess our personality and our mindset is just, just keep going up and up and up and up until as I said, sky's the limit. So absolutely.
Yeah, nice, love it. Just get in, have a crack, and see where you end up, and do it organically. And it's a good approach. You sort of just manage it piece by piece. So where do you see sort of your role in the business going forward? What is it that you love to do in your ideal business? Where would you sort of see yourself positioned as? What task work? What do in the business?
Yeah, so look, myself and we sort of split, sort of our tasks or our duties, sort of middle of last year, where look, I'm more of the sort of the front end of the business. So, managing our clients, all the sales sort of aspect, just given that sort of, I guess that's my personality type. I love being on the phones. I love, managing relationships, coming from recruitment, cold calling is something that's not new for me. So it was something I'm sort of comfortable with. So, that business development, that's something I love to do. So that's sort of my role and something I'll continue to do. And then Aaron's more of the back end. So, managing all the ads. He's, as I said, sort of Isaac's got come in and now sort of working alongside Aaron. So, he's sort of looking after more of that space. But look, eventually, we both want to be sales. We want to drive the business. We also want to grow the business. So, it's something we'll probably do together eventually. But for now, that's sort of how we sort of operate, AJ Media.
Yeah, good that you got that clear delineation. So is that changes and sort of shifts over time. Always important to have, I'm going to do this bit, you do that bit. And if you can set that out and have that clear line of sight from roles and responsibilities, it does make everything a lot cleaner and easier. We're not sort of fighting for the same thing or overlapping too much.
I think that's what we sort of encountered, especially early on. It was like, I'd do something here and then, Aaron would do something here. And it was like, like we're sort of, like you said, we're sort of fighting with each other a little bit to get the same results. So it was when we sort of sat down and went, okay, let's do this, and we sort of were really clear about it. That's when we just went from sort of this point to just, to this point. So it was, you're totally right. It's once you distinguish roles, makes life a whole lot easier for sure.
Yeah. Awesome, man. It sounds like you're on a really nice trajectory. Sure the rest of the year is going to be massive for you. If people want to find out more about you, connect with you, work with you, there's a few spots up on screen, but for those listening in at home, where's the best place for people to come and connect with you?
Yeah, well, look, LinkedIn would be sort of the main source for myself at the moment. So I should say that. So that's our sort of company name. But that's something that we're sort of more focused on. Is LinkedIn's the new Facebook, we say. So if you want to find us, jump on LinkedIn and happy to connect. So
cool. Go check him out on Facebook Professional. Over on LinkedIn there. It's becoming more and more Facebooky by the day.
It is. No, you're right. Absolutely.
Seems to be a different grade or different level of sort of person over there from it. It's a professional network, right? More than a social network. So it's a good place to go do business. So go connect with Jason and AJ and the boys over there. If you're a base media handle, go check them out or just go connect with Jason and go have a chat. So thanks so much for jumping on, Jason.
Appreciate it.
Always a pleasure to chat to new businesses that are doing good things. I appreciate you swinging by.
No, thanks for reaching out and thanks for the opportunity.
My pleasure. And thanks to everyone for tuning into this episode. And as always, we'll catch you on the next one. Jason, thanks for being here. Everyone, thanks for tuning in. See you soon.